back to Comic Beyond. In this episode, we're talking about Batman and Zatanna and Detective Comics 833 through 834. And so 833 starts off where Batman's helping the GCPT fire department at a fire at a theater, like a magician theater or stage performance theater. And there's these stage assistants yelling for help that one of their friends is trapped. So he goes to rescue her. Her name's Katie, and he gets the trap open, and she's already died. The smoke had gotten to her, and so he rescues the assistants and gets them out of there. In the meantime, Gordon's questioning the magician who was doing the act outside. His name is Lux. He's going to be kind of like our villain of this two-issue series. And so Gordon's already kind of iffy about him, not too sure, and so is Batman. They're both raising a brow toward him. And so on the way back to the cave, Batman really don't want to, but he has to make the phone call to Zatanna to let her know that one of her friends has died, Katie. Katie, you learn, was one of Zatanna's stage assistants who left to go work for this other magician, Lux. And so he meets her back at the cave. He tells her everything that happened. And so we have a flashback to when Bruce was young, like a young boy at one of his birthdays. And this is after his parents have died. Well, Zatanna's father's putting on a stage show, a magic show, at his birthday. And you learn that Thomas Wayne and Zatanna's father were actually good friends. Her father would do charity events for the Wayne Foundation and put on the magic shows for them. So they were pretty tight in the family. Well, uh, like I said, this is after his parents have died and it's his birthday. So Bruce is kind of still upset. He runs down to a lake. Well, young Zatanna sees him and goes, to check on him. And so she's trying to cheer him up, doing like little coin magic tricks. She makes some bubbles appear, and it's just a little flashback to see where their friendship started. Um, what I found interesting, because they retcon it, kinda. So this is Paul Dini putting the backstory into the comics, so that they knew each other from childhood. If you go back and watch Batman the Animated Series, where Bruce or Batman meets Zatanna, you learn that they didn't meet each other at childhood, but when he was traveling the world to train to become Batman, he trained under her father, and he taught him how to basically do escapes and be the world's best escape artist, pretty much. So it's interesting. You kind of see both. I'm not sure which one, as a Batman fan, which one I'm a fan of just yet, but I like both of them right now. I like both ideas. And so moving on with the story, Zatanna tells Bruce, or Batman, she's like, I know you're not trusting me right now. We're having our problems, but I would like to help you in this investigation. I want to solve my friend's murder. And like I said in the last episode, when she was part of the Justice League, she was about to mind wipe somebody. Batman comes in and he wasn't really for it. So some of the Justice League members convince her to wipe 10 minutes of Batman's memory in order to do it. Well, Batman learns of this, and so their relationship's almost on the fence. Like, he's not too happy that he was kind of violated. And he didn't think she would do that type of thing to him. And so he agrees. He's like, because it was your friend, you can come and help me work on the case or whatever. So they go back to the theater where Lux was performing. They learn that Katie was murdered prior to getting in the trap, and when the fire started or broke out. And so you learn that Lux actually has a secret. This isn't actually Lux. Come to find out, it's the Joker. It's revealed that the Joker killed this guy after getting help from him and started living his life, like taking over his role as a magician and the popularity. He was wearing a mask pretty much to hide his identity. So he was living a double life. So you find that out. And then he knew that Batman and Zatanna was going to figure it out. So he set traps for them both. And if you don't know that how Zatanna's powers work, she says her spells backwards. So like stop would be pot. Um, so he shoots her. The Joker shoots Zatanna in the throat, enabling her from doing her spells. At least he thinks. He puts her in a water trap, one of those water boxes that you see in magic shows where they have to escape or whatever. So he throws her in there. He straps Batman to an electric chair pretty much and starts zapping him. While Batman escapes, the Joker ends up getting away for like the 90th time. And so Batman has to rescue Zatanna. Well, luckily she was able to heal herself because Joker didn't know this, but she can write her spells out too. So she can write them out backwards. So she wrote heal, and she was able to heal the bullet wound. And so at the end of that issue, Bruce takes her back to the mansion. So she wakes up the next morning and asks Alfred how long she's been there, and he's like, "Oh, well, y'all get in very late in the morning. You were unconscious, but I just want you to know, Bruce didn't leave your side. He stayed with you all night." And so she rests up. They get suited up and they go back out to look for Lux. Well, they discover that, well, not Lux, it's actually Joker now. They learn that Joker has a grand plan. He's going to do another live performance, but this time he's going to release his Joker toxin, release his gas. And so they get there and they put a stop to it. While Batman's dealing with the Joker, uh, there's a crowd. They can't get out. The building's locked. It's being gassed. And so while Batman's dealing with the Joker, Zatanna gets the bright idea to turn because they can't escape. They can't get the people out. So Zatanna gets the bright idea to turn the audience into bats, and so she uses her magic and persuades the bats to terrify and take out Joker. So at the towards the end of the issue, they've got everything wrapped up. They've rescued everybody. Everybody's turned back into people. They're not bats no more. They've stopped the Joker. The Gordon's got him about to haul him off, and Batman and Zatanna's about to go their separate ways. And she tells him, she's like, "I know this was probably hard for you to work with me after what I did." And she's like, "Once again, I apologize." And Batman tells her, I've had time. You have nothing to apologize for. We all make mistakes. And I like that Zatanna tells Batman, she's like, "No, it's true. We're only human." And so the last line on the page is Batman looking back at her as he's getting in the car, and he's like, "Thank you for always being there to remind me." And so by the end of the issue, that's what I like about this story is it's really a forgiveness story for like when you do make mistakes and you do have problems, sometimes you can move on from them and people can forgive. And so that's what I liked about this story in general was literally the last few panels of just Batman and Zatanna just telling each other, look, we fight and we live in a fantastic world, but at the end of the day, we're still just people and we make mistakes and we can find forgiveness. So I liked that part of the story. It's probably my favorite last two panels. I mean, it was a good story and the artwork's not bad and all that stuff, but I like what Paul Dini did there as far as their friendship. So that was Batman Detective Comics 833 through 834. Like I said last episode, huge Batman fan, have been since I was a kid. You probably can tell some from the channel. And I've grown to be a big Zatanna fan. So once I learned that Paul Dini did some Detective Comic issues where he's paired them two together, I had to check them out. So she actually makes an appearance again in Batman 843 and 844. So down the line, we're going to check those out. But I wanted to check these out. It was a good story and enjoyed the ending. And I hope you did too. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.